Hey there, how's it going? Welcome to Loop Learnings, and this is the next video in the series. We are making clinic management system. If you are interested, then you should stay and watch. We have made this beautiful looking dashboard in the last video. If you haven't watched, I would strongly suggest that you do. And what I did, I built a navigation system. I built a login mechanism, and so this is what we have got as of now. What we will do in this video, however, is we will look at how to create reports. So first of all, I made a form, and that form is called reports F. It has got two text boxes, two combo boxes. So we're going to look into that, and also we are going to create a report, and that report will be for the visits. So basically, we'll be looking at making a report in which user can provide start date and end date, and can run a report to see how many visits we have got. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to look at how to make a report from the scratch, and then how to give a criteria in which we can provide start date and end date, and we can generate a report. That's what we are going to do. So if you are interested, then you should stay and you should watch until the end to learn thing or two from this video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. In any case, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure that you do hit the bell icon so you get notification whenever I upload a new video. So let's go ahead and first of all, let's get this reports mapped with this button. Right now, nothing happens if I click here. So I'll close this. Okay. All right. So I'll go to the design view and I'll click here and we'll go to the form design, property sheet, event tab, code builder. Here we are. Now what I'm going to do, rather than I type it again, I'm going to copy and paste. So basically these 3 lines of code says, hey, if somebody has not logged on, do not allow them to open the report. That's logic, right? If they have logged on, if there is someone who has logged on, then go ahead and open the form. Which form? Well, reports F. That's the form. Okay, here we go. That's it. That's pretty much we want it. Okay, now we have already logged on, right? With the temp was, it is still showing up, which is good. So now I click on reports, and here we are with the report center. Okay, now this is a very simplistic report center. You can achieve a lot with Microsoft Access. Now the next thing I'm going to do is we have got the year, but we haven't got the months in this drop box or drop down or combo box. So let's get the months first, and then we will go towards making report. So how do we get months? Well, there are different ways, but one of the way that I usually adopt is I select here, I go to the data tab, row source, and because we are looking to have months, I usually do it using the visits table. For example, in this case, visits, because this is the main table, right? So I usually look at what is the main table, what main information we are storing, and from there I look at the date column. So in here we have got a visit date. Okay, so what we want in that combo box is that we want January till December. Those are the months we want. So rather than me typing manually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use visit table, and particularly visit date, I'm going to fetch the month from visit date. So I'll right click here, we'll go to the build, and I will say M stands for month in short, in integer value. Okay, and I'm going to say month, and now I'm going to provide the table name, and table name is visits exclamation mark visit date. Okay, that's it. This will give us integer value for the month. If I run, or if I click on build, we have got this sequence of numbers, and it doesn't make any sense. What we want, however, is we want from January till December in the sequence, and we want, no matter how many records are created for a given month in visits table, what we want is we want one unique value that represents each month. So how do we do that? Well, anywhere in this query builder, we will click here, we'll go to the properties, and in here in the properties unique values, yes. Okay, now we'll click on run, and now we can see that we have got the values that are representing months, and for each month there is one value. Okay, so 1 represents January, 7 represents July, 9 September, so on and so forth. Now you must be thinking, hang on, where is October, November, and December? That's not showing here. Well, that's not showing because there's no record created for the month of October, November, and December. That's why those months are not appearing. So I know this technique might not be really um, practical, but it is practical, to be very honest. I have made applications, so I use this technique and it always works. You can have a separate table created in which you can give these months. You can use VBA to create this temporary data of months. You can do it in many ways, as you wish, as you like, as you feel comfortable with. Okay, now let's come back to this. Now we have integer values. I think it would be great to have name of each month, which user can see from the drop down. So rather than user will be thinking, what's that in integer value? So let's have months here in the second column. So we'll go to design view, and in here I'll go to the build, and I'll say month name. That's the um, you know month. Anyway, here we will go here and we'll say format, and again we are going to use visit date column only, because that's the one very important. So visit date, and now we will give formatting. That will be 4 times letter M for month. Click OK, run it, and we can see that now we have got the value in integer and we have got the value in string. That's what I wanted. Now let's close that, and if we go to format tab, you must ensure that you make column count 2 and column width 0 and 1. Okay, so that's done. I know it quite a long, lengthy discussion I had here, but that was mandatory or important. Okay, perfect. Now let's go ahead and create a report. Report should be a blank report. And to do that, I'll go to ribbon, I'll click on create, and under report section, I'll click on report design. And here we are with the blank canvas. Let's do a little bit of formatting. So first of all, I'm going to save this report, and I'm going to say visits are. Okay, that's the name of the report, but I'm going to change the caption, and I'm going to say visits report, something like that. Okay, now I'm going to do a little bit of formatting here. So we'll go to the other tab, we'll make pop-up yes, modal yes. We'll go back to format tab, and in here what we are going to do is we are going to make this as center. So whenever this report open, auto center yes, and scroll bars I want vertical only, and then min max buttons I want them to be none, and show margin absolutely not. Okay, so let's save that, and let's click on the report view. Now we have the blank canvas, and we have the playground essentially, in which we can have the fields and information, whatever we want. Okay, so now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to fetch the fields from the query or table. So let's see what we are going to use. If we will look at this query, we actually already have the data that we need to be populated on this report. Okay, so that's what we are going to do, and let's quickly get it done. Okay, so now to do that, to bring that queries information or data onto the report, we'll select the report in the design view, we'll go to data tab, and record source, we'll click on dot dot dot, and here we are in the query designer. We'll get the visits queue, that's the query we are looking for, visit ID, visit type, basically we'll get every field in the query. And you'll be thinking, hang on, it looks same, why don't you use table? Why have you used the query? Well, we are going to give a criteria. Actually, this is a query that we are using, but I'm not using direct query, because here I want to give some criteria. Remember, we have to give start date and date. So that's why I'm using query in the query builder to get the data. It's a little bit of systematic way. Anyway, we'll go to report design. We'll go to the add existing field, select all. We'll drag and drop. And I knew this will happen. We'll drag and drop again. This time works. And now we'll go and layout. We'll say tabular. Okay. And in tabular, we are going to bring it here, and we'll select all, and we'll make it, well, it doesn't matter because this will always be apto. So I'm not going to change the font. It's very weird that this happens, but anyway, we'll bring the reason here. Okay, visit ID, we can make it a little bit smaller, not much wider, so that's okay. Visit type, okay. Visit date, visit time, Hang on a second. Visit type is actually appointment and walk-in, right? Where is visit type? Here we go. Okay. Nah, it got mixed up. I think I did the mass upload. Okay, so that's why it's mixed up. But it's okay, no problem. You got the idea what I'm trying to do, right? So we'll get rid of this reason. We'll keep the visit type. All right, let me fix it, man. I don't like it. Okay. So in here, basically this should have been here and this should have been here. So let's copy this, we'll paste here. And now we'll say walk-in. Oh, sorry, we'll say appointment. So we'll make some visits as appointment, some as walk-in. This is dummy data, so that's why, you know, we have to do it. So let's make more as appointment visits. By the way, you can use this information to do some analysis later on. Okay, that how many appointments, how many visits, how many walk-in we receive, etc. Okay, so we've got visit type, visit date, visit time, patient. We can increase the width of the patient because we know that the names can be bigger, and same goes for the doctor as well. Let's decrease the width of the report, and now let's select these, make them bold, and the size is quite bigger even though it's 9, but because of the font it looks like the font size is a lot bigger. Anyway, so we're done with that. Let's bring that down. Now we will have a line between two records in here. Okay, now that's too much closer to the border or to the text boxes. So select again, and in here we'll draw a line. Okay, all right, so that's done. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the shape outline, make it transparent, and I'm going to get the report header as well. Okay, so I'm going to fetch this or minimize this, sorry. And next thing I want is let's run it. But before I do that, I think let's do some formatting here. So this we will align it to the center, and in here visit type, patient name, doctor name, status, we will align it towards the left. Visit date and time, we can align it to the center. Now let's run the report and let's see how it looks like. So this is how a report looks like. Okay, let's remove this alternative color from gray and make it white. If you want, you can keep it. That's not a problem at all. It's just my preference. So I like clean look of the report. That's how it looks like. All right, let's have some what do you call the headings of the report. How about that? So we'll go back to report design. We'll get the label and we'll give a name, loop clinic management system, something like that. Okay, we'll make it black, bold, and let's make it 13 or 14, whatever the convenient font size is. Okay, now the next thing we are going to do is we will make it align. We're going to copy again, and in here we'll say overview of the visits, and we'll make it smaller as well. Let's say 11. Okay, and we will align this as well. Okay, perfect. So this is great. We are making progress, and let's save that. Now let's run it. Looks a little better. Now the important point, and that is give a criteria in which we will have start date and end date, and we will run this report. So let's go ahead quickly do that. Report design, property sheet, data tab, dot dot dot, click OK. Here we are, and here we want this to be expanded. In here we'll say between, and we will give the reference of the field called start date, which is located on report F txt start date, and we'll give reference of the end date, which is located on the same form as well. Okay, reports F and txt end date. Okay, perfect. So that's the criteria. So we'll go with that, and we'll see whether this works or not. But how do we run the report? Well, we can have multiple ways. You can have buttons, or you can have drop downs as combo boxes as well. I like to use combo boxes, but I like to use buttons as well. Sometime combination of both. So this time I'll get the combo box, and in here we will align it a little bit, and we'll say choose report to name to run the report, something like that. Okay, now let's do the format painter. There we go. Looks nicer. We'll increase the height of this combo box as well. Okay, perfect. Now I think next thing we're going to use, because this combo box is empty right now, so we'll go to the property sheet data tab. Instead of table query, we'll use value list, and in here we'll give a name, visits. Why I keep typing visits between two dates? I keep typing the wrong name. All right, so that's done, and we'll give a name, CBO reports. Okay, perfect. Now we'll go to the event tab, and after update event dot 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 code builder, and in here we'll say if me dot CBO reports equals visits, again visits between two dates, then to cmd dot open report, and we'll give a name of the report, and that's visits are. Wow, unbelievable, I keep typing the visits wrong. Wow. Okay, here we go. This is important last one. Okay, make sure that you do that. Okay, let's save it, close it. It's time to test. Okay, let's see if our test will work. All right, so let's select dates. So let's say I want to see reports from 1st May until, I want to see a report which has a record from 1st May until 31st August, visits between two dates. Click OK, and here we are with the date. Now, straight away you see that it's not in a sequence, which means it's not sorted with the date. So we can do sorting, and to do that, we'll go to design view, report design, group and sort, add sort, visit date from the oldest to newest or from newest to oldest. I'll keep that. I can have another sort with the date, with the time. So add a sort, visit time, and from oldest to newest or newest from oldest. Let's keep that in the similar fashion. Now let's just open the report again, and now you can see from 1st May till August, right? So we have starting from 10th May until 22nd August. So there's no record before May and no record after August. This tells us that the report is working fine. Now you have a sequence date wise as well, and you have a sequence time wise as well. So that's how you create a report center. Let's summarize. Okay, let's summarize what we have done. So in this video, I have created the combo box that has month. I've created combo box that has report names. I've created a blank report from scratch. I've linked that report with the data, which is query, and I've given the criteria from the start date and end date, and so we can run, and we did sorting as well. You can do a lot with the reporting, and I'll be continuing with making some more videos about reports, in which I'll give you some more tips as well. If you liked what I have seen, smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. Hit the bell icon so you get notification whenever I upload a new video. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.